All right, today's going to be a fun topic. We're going to talk how to advertise in movie theaters. So, for anyone that doesn't know, my career, I started in movie advertising. I did my MBA in California and in Los Angeles, and then I immediately wanted to get into entertainment and entertainment marketing. And man, I had a tough time finding a job. I had to do a couple internships and wasn't making much money. And man, was sleeping on like a little cot on a floor in someone's house, and it was just a rough time. I remember, but I eventually did get in and had an idea and built a company that was around movie screenings and the screening process. So the movie theaters do it for promotions and publicities, and I built a company that handled all the ticketing and eventually sold it off. And now all the studios, Disney, Warner Brothers, Sony, Fox. I mean, I guess Fox is owned by Disney now, but they all used it for their movie screenings. And I know a lot over the last couple of years, a lot has changed. We're now, a lot more is focused on streaming. So not as many probably people use the system and actually go out, but they still do screenings all the time, test screenings, research screenings. But a lot of times now in today's day, when I talk with clients, I will get questions every now and then about how do I advertise in movie theaters? And how does that process work? And what does it look like? And so there's a couple things I would say that I have advice on or tips on. Usually the companies that are advertising in cinemas are either local, a local company that would be within a walking distance or a close proximity of that. So say a pizza place that's, one block away from the movie theater that says, hey, show your, movie stub and get a percentage off your pizza order or get a special deal. Right? Like there's an incentive for a person that says, oh, I know where that is. It's right around the corner. It could be a large brands that do food or things like that as well. But I think a lot of them can be local. And then you also have the big, large advertisers like, Coca-Cola or, car companies, things like that want to get in front of very specific audiences and demographics. I think there's a couple upsides in regards to, movie screen advertising is that, one, you can control who it's shown in front of. So both geolocation, which movie theaters are in the areas that you want to be able to target the ads. And then number two would be before what type of movie. So you could pick the demos. It could be kids movies and family movies. We're advertising things to children. It could be older audiences. It could be teenagers that you're trying to advertise your products and services to. So there's a lot in terms of the movies that are, as they're created, they're generally built towards a specific audience, and you can be able to target your ads based on those. There's a couple processes for setting them up. There's the large networks that work with the theater chains. There's also you can work individually with each theater chain and being able to implement it. Or the third option is you work with an agency that handles it all for you, and that's what we can do at Advertisement. But in regards to pricing, it always varies. It varies based on demand and location. A movie screening theater in New York is going to be more expensive than one maybe up in the back countries of Iowa, right, where there's not as many people and not maybe as big of an audience coming through. So that's something to consider. Where are you looking to reach people and how many do you want to reach and over specific times and dates. It is great because a lot of the screens now are digital, so they can be able to upload and process the ads very quickly. So the turnaround time is much, much shorter to be able to get it into the slots of what you're trying to show and where you want to be able to show it for. I'm trying to think what else you've got. The other thing is it's a unique experience, right? You've got people inside of a dark room that's quiet, kind of like a library. There usually isn't a lot of talking before a movie starts. People are in there, they're kind of coming in, they're settling down, getting ready for it. They're getting their popcorn, getting seated. While there might be a lot of people on their phone, so I think that you are competing with what they call a second screen. So while your ads are going. There are people that will be checking emails, doing other stuff, looking through social media, which is why I think it's extremely important for any ads on any movie screening ads or movie theater ads to have a digital component where there's something that a person can do on that second screen. I would assume that most of the people in the theater will have a smartphone. You better assume that. And that they have the ability to scan a QR code or go to a URL or do something to be entered to win, to receive something, to find a surprise, to unlock something, something that should happen in relation to your brand, but that more importantly is valuable or serves a need to that consumer. And brings them around to it. If you've got a celebrity spokesperson, you could be like, see the blooper reel here, on her YouTube page or something. I mean, if you want people, especially to be able to click and do a digital activity for tracking purposes, that if they are coming to your website, pixels are dropped, their phone, things like that allow you to at some level track some of the users. And be able to ultimately maybe apply more advertising or more marketing to them in the future. If you can capture their data, give them a reason to sign up for something right then, you've got those people in your audiences that you could be able to send emails to or postcards to or SMS messages to as well. So extremely powerful options. But yeah, I think it's something that you look at, and then it's a measure of reporting on the back end, looking at the numbers. How did it perform? Did you get the results that you wanted to? We've had a variety of, generally branding clients aren't super dialed into performance or focused on it. They're more on, we want to reach people, keep reaching people, and the numbers will work out themselves. We're generally much more focused on performance. So we do watch the numbers very closely to say, what was the actual cost per lead or cost per sign up? What are those, and how do they compare with other metrics, and how should we reallocate our budget based on that? But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. If you have any comments about the movie advertising that you've run, or any questions that you have about movie advertising and how it works, to be able to get into onto the screens before the movie starts, leave your comments below, and I'd love to answer some of those. But thank you guys so much. If you want to get your companies or your brands onto movie screens, reach out at Advertisement and we can help you out. All right. Thanks. Have a great day.